So the time has come for me to start cleaning everything that you see. All that bush needs to be cleaned. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what it took for us to clean that. Samanantumalang Mulweni Abusheni di Macheroni. Salam alaikum, namaste, good day, goeiedag, alweer masekinders. My name is Winston and welcome to my channel Bush is Wat Boer. On this channel we discuss everything relating to small scale farming and those projects that you can do yourself, save on some money, and even use what we are sharing with you today to start that small side hustle and maybe in the future turn it into an empire. But today I'm going to share with you our journey to where we are today, where we need to clean all of these things. So when we moved in here, the move happened like sudden, and I had to like work for another week before I could take my leave in order to sort out some things. And because I had to drive up, I think in the previous video I mentioned that it was like 70 kilometers. It's actually around 50 kilometers away from here to where my kids' new old school is. So, and the old house is around the corner from where the school is. So I thought to myself, let me ask the guys that maintained my previous property, the lawn of my previous property. Let me, as I go, leave the kids, pick them up, bring them this side, and make them clean, and maybe just cut here. And they agreed to it. So the one day I went and I fetched them. It was on a Monday. I fetched them, and one thing that I love about these guys is that they will come. There are three guys. They will come there and they will chat. They will have a chat. But while they are busy doing their work, they will chat. I mean, it will take them like an hour or so just to do the whole area, the whole property, and maintain and cut, do whatever they do for 1 hour. But they will have a good chat and a good laugh, and maybe that is also their downfall, because they are so laid back and they maybe don't take time in consideration. So I went and fetched them, and they agreed to do this whole area for me, and they agreed to do the whole area from there, going up and start by that gate, and move their way up, and hold the whole area for like 750. However, you can basically see where they stopped. They started at that gate right there, and you can actually see where they stopped because their machine stopped working. That was the unfortunate part. But like I say, they chatted so much. The time came when I had to go fetch my kids, and I told them, hey guys, time is up, let's go. So I paid them $250 for what they've done, and really because these guys are making an honest living, and they are always honest with me, and they've always done good work for me, and obviously to give them some extra to get their machine fixed so they can come back. But as I took them home on the drive back, I'm thinking to myself, no man, I'm gonna spend a lot of money driving up and down, fetching them, taking them back, and every day maybe, and I don't know how long they're gonna take to clean this, and I'm gonna have to pay them every day, or maybe even after the end of the week they're gonna charge me some good money, which they won't because I know them. But I thought, okay, let me get some guys that are around here, that are mobile, that can actually come to me, do the work, I pay them, and off they go. So I managed to get hold of three guys. But before I get to that, I want to mention a few things to you guys, maybe so you can learn from what we've experienced. Point number one: if somebody asks you, where are you based? Now, this can be a genuine question, but for some guys that are offering a service, that just means that they will take in consideration the distance they have to travel, and that will be included. The cost that they incur will be included in your quotation. Also, depending on the area that you live in, if you live in a posh area, you will be quoted accordingly. If you drive fancy cars, you will be quoted accordingly. If your house looks nice, to say the least, you will be quoted accordingly. So these guys will use things like that to their advantage to get the most out of you. Second question that they will ask is, what is your budget? And that's a question that I have a problem with, because if I want to buy a loaf of bread, I go to Pick n Pay, it will be 16 rand. I go to the garage, it will be 18 rand. I must be happy with it, because the garage will always be expensive, but that's the price to pay, because they know they can charge that prices, because they are open 24/7 and the shops might be closed and you need bread, so you're gonna have to pay the money or leave the bread, go home without the bread. Or when you take your car to a service, they know what you describe to them, they'll give you a price. I will charge you this, prepare for this kind of bill. But once we're doing the work and we find some other things, we will let you know what it will cost to fix it. Now, that is one thing that I like about people, that they offer a service and they know what they charge, and I would appreciate that. I'll make an example. My tears, I never knew how to service my tears until I got married and I met my wife's brother, and because he had a Toyota Corolla, so he knows all about servicing a car. I mean, today I can service a car, I service the tears, I can even change the brakes on it and do minor things, but the most difficult things I will rather get in the professional to do that. But what I'm saying is that back in the day, the service cost like $450. Nowadays it's $750. So I mean, these guys know what they charge for the type of work that they need to do. So talking about marriage, let me stop there. One of the guys that I work with, he made an observation that to say, Winston, you are not wearing your wedding band in your videos. Well, Mr. Klaaser, I'm wearing it today. I also want to stop there and maybe explain that when we're at home, we don't wear our wedding bands, both myself and my wife, but we don't leave our house without our wedding bands. It's important to understand that the wedding band do not make the marriage, but it's you that makes the marriage. And we make sure that we leave this house with our wedding bands, because it's a sign of respect for our better half, that to say that I project the correct image when I leave here, to show people that I am indeed married. Because there are vultures out there, whether it be male or whether it be female, it doesn't really matter. If people see a gap and if they see what they like, they will go after that. They are just go-getters out there. And sometimes we take this for granted and we take this lightly, just a wedding band. But it's not just the wedding band, it's also how you perceive a wedding band. And that's just my take on it. And I want to thank Mr. Klaaser. Yes, whenever I am doing a video, although I never left my house, I'm still in public, so I will wear my wedding band only if I'm not doing any work like now. So like I said, before I got married, my brother-in-law, Renier, thank you Renier for showing me that how to service a car and do some stuff on my tears, and now I'm saving some money. So these guys will quote you and you just have to pay that money, and if you don't pay the money, I mean, if you don't have to have a budget, you have to go there, get a quotation, and then work your budget around your quotation. Now these guys, they will first ask you what is your budget. Now if you give them a budget that is too low, you will insult them. But sometimes they will try and negotiate to get the budget up to get to the price that they would really want to have for the job that you're asking them to do. If your budget is a bit too high, they will use that to their advantage and maximize that. So if they were to charge you 1,000 rand basically, and you say your budget is 2,000 rand, they will do what they can to get that 2,000 rand out of you. So maybe just be careful when asking quotations. I've asked a lot of quotations for a lot of things around here, and that is the general thing that I've encountered. So the first guy that I asked, he told me 1,000 rand per 1,000 square meters. I'll say that again, 1,000 rand per 1,000 square meters. If you're wondering what's happening, my dogs are playing. That's all the commotion that you are hearing there. But 1,000 rand for 1,000 square meters. Now let me show you what 1,000 square meters is. I'm gonna stand next to the fence. I don't know what's wrong with the birds today because they all decide not to make noise. So I'm gonna stand here and I'll stop the video right here. I need to go to the opposite side for the sun. Okay. Alright, this is much better. I'm on the opposite side right now. So I'm standing at the fence that separates myself from the neighbor. And then on the opposite side, I was there when I started. From this fence over here, across to that fence over there, that's 100 meters. That's 100 meters across. Now, if I go 10 meters this way, and I'll count maybe just roughly 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I stop right here, I basically started right over there. So going up until here. So this whole area around there, that's 1,000 square meters. So this guy, and there is not much grass over here. So this guy is saying 1,000 rand for just to clean this area coming up here. So 100 meters across and 10 meters that way. That is 1,000. So I told him, but the area is 1 hectare. That means 10,000 square meters this way. Does that mean it's 10,000 rand? His response to me was a simple, that's correct. Not I'm gonna make you a nice price. He just said that's correct. And you can see most of the on this side there is nothing much, just like a couple of bushes that I can step on and to break it. The most of the work is over there. And this guy wants to charge me 10,000 rand. So I said no thank you. So I continued my search and I got another one, second one on Facebook. He asked on Facebook Messenger, that marketplace. Then he asks me, what is my budget, or the normal questions. Where are you based? I told him I'm in Meyerton's area. It's 1 hectare that I need to clean. I only need you to come with your brush cutter. Cut. Do not pick up. Do not rake. Just cut. 1 hectare. Yep, okay, he says, what is your budget? So I told him, my budget is 1 rand. He told me that, why don't you get somebody from the street, give him a machine, and then maybe you'll get away with the 1 rand, because that will cost you at least 3,000 rand. So I said, hey buddy, you asked me for a budget. I gave you a budget. I can't work on a budget if I don't have a quotation. So he never answered me, and I left it right there. Second guy asked me the same thing. So I told him, it's 1 hectare, Meyerton area, just cut, don't have to rake, and off you go. He asked me the same thing. What is your budget? So I gave him this long story about, listen, what is it with you guys asking for a budget? I mean, the one guy said, give me a budget. I said 1 rand. He said I'm insulting him. But because it's gonna cost me, I must ask somebody. I must get somebody from the road, from the street, and give him a machine, because it will at least cost me 3,000 rand. So this guy said, okay, send me the pictures. Then I told him, okay, never mind, I'll sort it out myself. So his response to me was that, okay, my brother and I will do it for 3,000. I said, no, my brother. I said, it's fine, I'll sort it out myself. And that's when I started searching for a machine. So we remembered that my sister-in-law has a machine, a brush cutter, but it's not working. So I sent it in for repairs, and it took some time to figure out that, listen, this thing needs some new parts, and those parts are expensive. And so I said, no, listen, let me just collect it. We will fix it some other day, maybe in the future. We'll fix it again, then we'll have another an extra machine. But for now, I need a machine now that is kind of brand new, that I will, not brand new, but second-hand, but in a good condition for now. And then I will rather do it myself. So I continued my search, and I found this advert on OLX that says Ryobi 32cc brush cutter for 1,000 rand. The guy only had it for 6 months. It's still under warranty, under guarantee. And already alarm bells goes off to say this is a machine that goes for brand new 1,700 upwards, And if it's second hand, the guy sell it for 1,500 rand. This guy is selling it for 1,000 rand. What's wrong with it? So I responded and I said, listen, buddy, why are you selling this thing? He said, no, I bought it, I used it, but then I had to leave, I had to move, so I don't need that machine anymore. I said, okay, fine. Can we meet up? If you can demonstrate that the thing is working, I will gladly take it from you. He sends me a video to show it's working. I said, okay, I'm happy because this thing looks brand new. It really looks brand new. So we made an arrangement to meet somewhere, and it was on a Saturday that we had to meet. And then my son and I, we left that Saturday morning to meet this guy. So as we drive, I get a call. Hey, buddy, I'm delayed. I'm gonna be there this time. Sorry about that. I said, no problem. I'll wait for you. So just as that call came in, my mom's off ramp was just about to come up, and my mom is close to where we were supposed to meet him. So I thought, okay, let's take and we still had like a lot of time. So I thought, let me take the off ramp, go check how's my mom doing, and I mean she will be able to see my son as well. So we went there and we spent a few minutes, and yeah, I got another call. I got bad news for you again. The delay was because you had to go to Macro because it's still under warranty. You found that the spool where you change the string in, that there was a problem with it, and he had to go, and he thought it was a quick thing, but they had to book it in for a service. So I said, hey meneer, whenever you're ready, you let me know, I will come fetch it, don't worry. Minutes later, I get a message from him with a picture of the slip to show that he really did book it in. And this guy's name is I call him Mr. Wes because that was his profile name on OLX, Mr. Wes. So you know what, I'm thinking to myself, hey, this guy is really genuine. I came home, I told my wife, listen, I thought about it, I'm gonna wait for it because this thing is still new. He's gonna take it in, they're gonna fix that thing, so basically you are paying almost half price for a brand new brush cutter. She said, okay, let's do it. And we waited, and a week went by, no message. I sent him a message, hey Mr. West, I hope you didn't forget about me. He says, no meneer, I got this message that said they booked it in. So he sent me the SMS, the actual message that he got. So I said, okay, this guy is genuine, let me wait for him, no problem. Couple of days later, he phones me, he sends me a message, say, I just picked it up, are you still interested? So I said, yes, by all means, let's do it. So we arranged to meet somewhere. It was a rush transaction because where we were, it was quite busy. It was during the week. It was quite busy. So we did the transaction. We did whatever, and then he gave me whatever I need. I paid him, and you know what? I have to say something. It's just stand still here just to reflect on that and say that Mr. West's honesty and integrity, I respect that. That's the way I work, and that is the relationships that I build with people that I come in contact with, because it's not just a normal transaction. It's a relationship that you build, because tomorrow I might be selling something. Tomorrow Mr. West has something again to sell. Even though I don't want it and I know somebody wants it, I can easily refer him or refer that person to him to say, listen, try this guy out, you will not be sorry. And this is where these relationships comes in. You know, we have to build relationships, and I mean that's what we try to do with our pet shop. It wasn't a normal delivery. It was a discussion, a small talk, if I can put it like that. While we are finishing the transaction off, it was a small discussion that we had. Hey, what kind of dogs do you have? What do you do with them? You know, the one customer has horses and they had flaps over the eyes, and my son wanted to know why do they have flaps, and we had a chat around that. The one guy's Great Danes wanted to attack my son, and you know, that was just a message to my boys also to say that not all dogs are like ours where you can just interact with them. You must be careful. And this guy actually told us, you know, you need to do this, you need to do that, you know. So it's always a discussion around it, and I appreciate Mr. West. I appreciate your honesty and your integrity, and I think thank you for the message that you said, to say you feel like you're on a journey with us on this channel, and definitely this video actually makes you part of this journey, so thank you for that. So here we are. I actually forgot to send Mr. Wes a message to say that yes, we're happy with the machine, because I tested it last week. I bought the petrol and I tested it and it works. I actually bought just a liter because my wife went to the shop and I sent her. So I asked her just to buy a liter of petrol when you're there. So she bought the petrol, she came back, we tested it, it works. Yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start working today. We were supposed to go to a birthday party, a surprise birthday party. Mrs. S, I'm sorry, Mr. S. Thank you for inviting us. I'm sorry, my wife is, like I said, my wife is scheduled to work today. So I thought, hey, let me not sit around and do nothing. Let me start working myself. So I'm gonna start working, and maybe the plan is to move around the perimeter. But today's video, I just wanted to share that. Listen, this is what we went through to get to where we are today. We have a brand new machine. I will actually what we're going to do here is maybe also to review this machine. If you want to buy a machine, then you'll at least know what it is about, but that will be in part 2. This is only part 1 of this journey right here. So what is the business opportunity? I always say I'm going to highlight the business opportunity. So if you have a machine, lawnmower, trimmer, whatever the case may be, and you use it solely for your own property, remember that is something that you use once a month, twice a month, thrice a month. If you are that dedicated, you'll do it once a week, but that's all. And for the winter, it doesn't work for like 3, 4, 5 months, because the grass only doesn't grow. I mean, if we maintained this before the winter when we moved in here, we wouldn't have done this work that we're going to do today. It would have still been this short. So what I'm saying is that you can approach people and say, listen, you got this lawn, I can do this lawn for you for maybe 400 rand. Let's take for example the guys that maintain my work, my lawn, 400 rand a month. They come weekly, they do whatever, maintain it. At the end of the month, they will come and fetch their money. Come June, he will come back and say to me, listen, I'm going home to Malawi, I will see you back here, I'll see you in September. So, and then I'll maybe give him extra if I have something extra, or if I have clothes or shoes or something to give them extra, I'll do that normally. Normally if they come on a Saturday and we're busy cooking or braaiing or having a potjie, I will give them some food. That's just the relationship that we had. So if you say, for instance, 400 rand, you don't have to do the work yourself. You can create jobs. You can get somebody that does not work, let him use your machine. If you're charging 400 and pay him the 250 a month, for example, you put in the 150 in your pocket. Now, if you do that for 10 houses, at the end of the month, that guy would have received a salary or a wage, or call it what you may, of 2,500, and you would have made a 1,500 rand profit. And think of it this way, at the end of the month, you can call yourself a business person because you created a job that pays 2,500 rand a month. That makes you a profit of 8,500 rand a month if you only service 10 houses. Start with your family, start with your friends, and who knows, by the end of the season, when winter starts again, you can sell off your old machines, take the profit that you made, buy proper machines, or even buy more machines, because maybe your customer base has increased, and then you can service more customers. So there's always an opportunity, but like I say, use it, don't use it. I mean, I can use that opportunity like what I'm telling you right now, but we cannot service everybody. You can't do everything. You really can't do everything. We are already touching on a lot of things right here, so we can't do everything, and I still have a full-time job, by the way. So if that is where you can start, I mean, you can go about doing your work during the normal day. You can just schedule it to say, today you're gonna go to this house or do these houses, and then at the end of the week, end of the day, the guy comes back with your machines and says, okay, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and this and that and this happened, and feedback. And you can maybe interact with your customers to see how they feel about your service, and then you can take it from there. Are you doing something right? Are you doing something wrong? That's just an idea that you can use as a side hustle, or even to start a small business with. Now, I'm gonna stop talking, because otherwise I'll never start working. So I'm gonna say that if you want to see more, if you think that the information that we are sharing with you is valuable to you, please consider subscribing. there's a notification bell that you can also click that will notify you whenever we do a new upload. If you some people don't like this notifications on their phones and stuff. If you don't want to, it's up to you. And if you like the video that we shared with you today, part 1 of our cleaning, please hit the like button. If you do not like it, hit the dislike button, it's fine, but leave us a comment and tell us what do you think we should do better, or if what do you think of our video so far. And that's it from me for now. I will give you a next update and then part 2 on what it really took to clean up this one hectare. That's it from me for now. Until next time, keep well, stay safe, stay blessed. Away.